the show's most poignant episode since Blue Bayou. Touchstones from NCIS Origins Season 1, Episode 12, rivals that segment in terms of emotional impact. The idea of focusing each week's case on a different character's past has become a recurring theme in the NCIS prequel, and it works especially well with Kowalski. Harney's portrayal elevates the program to new levels and gives a character who could have only been a supporting one genuine dimension. The goal of Touchstones is to find out who stole more than $40,000 by breaking into the team's evidence room. In addition to a whodunit, there are several excellent references to earlier incidents. However, the main objective of the show is to tell Kowalski's tale, which seems distinct from the typical procedural character histories. Kowalski might have easily been reduced to a humorous supporting role. Nearly every television crime drama features a peculiar and/or sour individual who provides the detectives with their particular knowledge, either a medical examiner or a technological specialist. Kowalski could as well have been the man behind the evidence counter, offering some comedic relief with his sardonic one-liners. Even in Episode 8, Sick as Our Secrets, although he received a little more attention, it didn't seem like a thorough examination of his persona. Touchstones offers a genuine and excellent glimpse at Kowalski. The audience finds out that Kowalski was a prisoner of war for 2 years during his army service. That isn't very noteworthy in and of itself. TV procedural protagonists frequently have a challenging or traumatic past. Fans of the NCIS Origins cast are already aware of Mike Frank's time in Vietnam and Gibbs' losses, to mention just two. However, what makes Touchstones so poignant is how Kowalski's perspective is reframed by his experience in captivity. The viewer recognizes the similarity long before it is explicitly stated, as the evidence room serves as a metaphor for that little section of the prison camp that belonged to him. Additionally, the evidence room has its own identity because Kowalski's identity is linked to it. Fans no longer only watch folks retrieve data from it. Unlike certain locales in this genre, it has genuine significance and purpose inside the NCIS Origins universe. Although every program has a core workspace and several intriguing labs, Kowalski and Herman each have a role in this evidence room. The sequences between Herman and Kowalski are actually the greatest of the entire hour. For once, the other characters are just fitting into their world story rather than the other way around. The fact that Michael Harney is getting so much more screen time is also fantastic. Even though they might not recognize his name, audiences are familiar with his work. Although Harney is most known for his role as Sam Healey on Orange is the New Black, he is one of the performers who has been in several high-profile TV series, such as Michael Moriarty's last Law and Order episode and 2 JAG episodes. He ensures that Kowalski's feelings of despair, terror, and rage are conveyed to the listener beyond the page. The idea of touchstones is fantastic, but it wouldn't work if Harney didn't give his character the kind of push he does. Completing the case of the week mandate and identifying the intruder in the evidence room is the responsibility of the remaining NIS agents. This is significantly less exciting than the program would want it to be in terms of investigation storylines. Since those characters can be readily written out, it doesn't take much work to deduce that the alleged heist is actually an inside operation and that the perpetrator will be one of the numerous replaceable other persons in the company. Bringing up the events of NCIS Origins Season 1, Episode 4, All's Not Lost, when it is established that the crime has a link to that case, is where this part of Season 1, Episode 12 becomes fascinating. It's good to finally know who provided the hitman with Millie's location. Because of that revelation, Touchstones has the chance to highlight Mary Jo Hayes as well, but it doesn't. This is where it fails. When Mary Jo finds out that one of her co-workers endangered both her life and Millie's, she is naturally furious. Mary Jo asks Franks to spend a minute with him alone when Roger is shown to be the true culprit. Instead of the well-earned confrontation that fans were hoping for, NCIS Origins moves away to see Lola Dominguez trembling as she calls her ex-boyfriend Eddie. Although Lola's emotional turmoil has its place, Mary Jo's defense of Millie and herself is ultimately more significant than whether or not Lola heeds Gibbs' counsel. Additionally, Tyla Abercrombie isn't given the opportunity to do anything but glare. While there are many allusions to earlier events in Touchstones, the authors should be commended for avoiding turning the story into an unduly intricate conspiracy. Creating a persistent mystery or a larger big bad for the heroes to pursue is alluring. However, NCIS Origins relies on its other, non-Millie allusions for background information, assuming that Gibbs's mystery is sufficient. In order to spend screen time where it is most due, with Kowalski, it delivers a quite simple tale. It would be even more problematic to go overboard and lose sight of the true tale, but there should be more drama in the case than merely Gibbs and Lala doing some stressful interviews. Touchstones from NCIS Origins Season 1 Episode 12 is a positive indication for the prequel. The characters other than young Gibbs are being given similar weight in the show's plot and are being developed further. Although the show still sometimes veers toward predictability, Michael Harney's emotional contribution is undeniable, and it's great to see Kowalski given such prominence when individuals in his general situation don't typically receive it. The story's heroes don't necessarily have to be the youthful, hip individuals or the ones who make the arrest. Heroism may take many forms, and Touchstones dignifies and gracefully illustrates this fact. The way audiences view Kowalski and the evidence room will never be the same.